Hello again from my front porch, and I'm here with my good friend Steve Roberts, who it's been way too long, Steve.
It's been way long. Who are you?
Yeah, well, that's what happens with old age.
You can't forget Paul. You cannot forget Paul.
Now, we have actually seen each other since the last episode here, just we didn't do episodes every time we saw each other.
Well,
but,
of course.
Lisa and I came over today for the Sunday brunch that you have here at the Dexfield Diner and Pub, which I want to put in plug for that right away, because it's a really, I mean, it's not a big buffet, but what's on it is really awesome, good food.
It's gonna be big.
Yeah, it's expanding because you've got
we're getting
ideas
a new table.
Yeah, so it's going to grow and have some other. Did you say you're going to have your roasted chicken then?
We'll
as
have
part of
roasted
that?
chicken on there. We'll probably have
Just
some pizza,
excellent.
pizza on there. So it'll be just like a regular buffet. So.
But what are the hours for the buffet?
10 to 3, but we've been going to 2 because from 2 to 3 we really haven't been.
Slows down.
Yeah.
So really 10 to 2.
10 to 2. 10
but
to 2.
On Sunday.
On Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And is that every Sunday?
We've been doing it just 2 Sundays in a row. Jackson's been getting up, thank God, because Joel used to do it for us, and now he's working for the railroad. He's a conductor, but so
following in the family business.
Well, you know, the railroad was terrible when Dad was there, but now it's awesome, right? Now it's awesome. But I'm proud of him. He's enjoying it. He's on the whiner side of it.
Yeah.
We always call the conductors engineers, not the whiners. So, but no, he's doing great and loving it. So
good.
for him.
Glad that's working out for him. And Jackson, he's quite the little superstar here right
Jackson?
now too. He just scored big. What was it he just won?
He just won server/bartender. First place in Dallas County. The votes came out the other day, so that's
in all
awesome.
of Dallas County. And there's Dexfield or Redfield. Dexfield is a diner. Redfield, the community, not that big of a community, but there's some other larger communities here, and lots of other establishments throughout the county.
Well, it goes into Waukee.
Yeah,
Waukee's huge.
Yeah, so to say that Jackson got the top spot out of all those potential options. That's pretty good.
First year in business.
Yeah.
Number 1 bartender. You better come check him out.
Good job. I mean, that I give him the high five. It's not Jackson, but obviously it takes that strong leadership to be able to make it happen. But since Christy's not here, I'll acknowledge Steve.
Right. He's been listening to Mom. Mom gives him all the tips on the bartending stuff. She knows her wine and her drinks. So.
Well, and speaking of Christy, you and Christy have recently launched a new podcast, which we're not going to get into here because it's him and Christy doing together.
Correct.
And we're gonna do a whole episode sometime on that. But I did want to just give a shout out that this is not just the boys doing their stuff here in Redfield. Christy is getting involved with some
finally
of the stuff
getting
too.
her involved. Yeah. She's like, I guess since I'm here.
Well, but this is a good way for her to get involved because she's hysterical.
Yes,
so this podcast is going to give it a good outlet for her.
You thought Pizza Steve talked and had some good things. I'm telling you, you guys are in for a treat. So
now you've also got going on here. I mean, you got the Dexfield Diner.
Too much going on? Is that what you said?
No, no, you got a lot going on. You just seem to keep evolving. I keep monitoring on Facebook. You just keep doing activities and things, pulling people in.
I never give up. I never give up, and that's sometimes it's tiring, but there's times you want to give up, but you just can't give up.
But that's to your credit. That's like
you got to be careful what you say in a smaller town. When you say things in a bigger town,
I know,
you get away with it a little bit more, but not here. You got to be.
Yeah. Well, and I was going to say part of the too is as you're doing all these things to try to draw people to your restaurant here, you're not just drawing them to your restaurant. No. If they don't live right here in Redfield, and probably a lot of your clientele do not, because it's not that big of a town. But if you're drawing people to come to your restaurant from outside of town, that means you're also drawing them to come to this town.
Yeah. There's actually a couple that just bought a house not too long ago because they come out here, they like the town and ate here, and they knew me from Ankeny. And
there you go.
And
obviously they're like, well, they're really good people here, and we'll tolerate Steve.
Right. That's right. There are good people here. There are good people. There's a lot, and that's just it. There's a lot of good people here. There's a lot of people. Christy and I were just talking. A lot of blue collar businesses. We got Tiggis's Comforts. There's just a lot of people that have their own businesses in this town.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, you know, and it, you know, it's a little bit outside of Des Moines, but not by much. I talk to people who go to up back and forth. I mean, for 10 years, I did the Ames to Des Moines commute to go to work every day, and this is not that far.
No, it's
out,
not.
out here. And so people sometimes will blink a little bit, like, oh, Redfield, that's way out of Des Moines. That's right. Yeah, but really, I mean, honestly, yeah, and we've talked about this before. I live on the north side of Des Moines.
Yep.
Okay. Lisa works at the Head Start program she works at is in Southridge Mall,
Okay.
on the south side of Des Moines. I mean, the amount of time it takes to travel is comparable to go from the north side of Des Moines to the south side of Des Moines as it is to go from where I live out to here.
Yeah. I tell people all the time, it takes you 20 minutes just to cross Ankeny. I mean,
Yeah.
you're over halfway here.
Yeah.
So.
But so anyway, you're doing a lot actually, even in the self-promoting for what you're doing.
Yep.
You're also self-promoting for the community.
Oh, for sure.
So on one hand, you know, you have to be careful what you say, you know,
That's all
because
right.
stuff gets started. But on the other hand, people should also be appreciative of you continually doing things. And I'm talking about, like, you're doing the dart things and the karaoke stuff. You hosted the outdoor concert things here. You've had performers in the place, and you're always looking for these other creative ways to draw people in, and that's really good.
Yeah, that's what we were trying to do. There's new places that open up here in town. They're trying to do the same thing. There's a lot of people in this town that are trying.
That's good.
It's
So there's a good symbiotic relationship.
Gotta
there.
help each other
Yep.
out.
And that's what I hear you doing a lot when you're
Appreciate
talking
it,
about
yep.
the things in the community here too. You know, I've often heard you talk about other places selling food, other places that have bars in, because you have the pub here.
Yep.
Where, you know, it's not like you see them as your competitors.
No.
You're all serving you know, a comparable audience, but if everybody is successful, then everybody also wins.
Yep.
So,
No, the Kilroy's just opened up under new owners, new management. And yeah, I mean, first thing she did is come over and ask, hey, do you mind if I do this? I'm like, no, I'm fine. You know, so.
Yeah. Well, and I know you were talking about the ice cream place down the road when you first opened. You were being very, very conscientious about.
I haven't sold ice cream yet, Linda. I haven't sold ice cream yet, but she's offered. She actually offered in the off season, because she's open 6 months out of the year. She offered she told me I could bring her soft serve machines up here if I wanted,
wow.
but it's a lot of work, a lot of water, and then I didn't realize that if you don't use that soft served ice cream, you got to throw it away.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can't use it.
Well, that makes sense.
I mean, I wouldn't throw it away.
That's probably why the ones at McDonald's are always broken down.
Probably. Probably. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So what other new exciting stuff do you have in the works, or just even in the head?
Well, Jewel, that's a holy moly. In my head is not enough time, bud. But no, we got the arcade, we got the restaurant going. We really want to get the concert stuff going again. It's just, you know, we got to adjust for the times. We got the boutique next door. That's another Christy and I, and more her, but she's in charge of it. I'm trying to help her with it. She's gonna try to serve like wine and champagne and cookies. So when you come in, you can grab a glass of wine for free. And grab some cookies for free while you walk around and shop.
And what kind of things would be for sale in the boutique?
Everything in there, just odds and ends stuff. There's a lot of antiques in there, and the antiques are priced to sell. I kind of cringe a little bit because she's got a $200 item for $40. But you know what? We want people.
Let's go look at this.
Yeah. Yeah, we actually had an antique dealer. She used to have her own place. She came in here and she pulled me to the side. She goes, you realize you got some of this stuff priced for like $5 when it's like $100?
Wow.
And I said, yeah, I know. It's the stuff that we've accumulated through garage sales, auctions, stuff that people have given us.
Yep.
We went and picked an old farm place outside of town, found a lot of treasures out there, and we're gonna do some. We got a friend.
Good barn finds.
Barn finds. So a cousin of ours is gonna make some soaps and stuff.
So that's what I was wondering. You know, when you were saying boutique stuff, was it a lot of local homemade stuff, or was it?
Yep.
So it sounds like a little combo,
everything.
Little local homemade, some craft things, some antique things.
Everything that's on the walls or in there is for sale, except my grandma's cabinet. That's the stuff's in. That's not for sale.
But you'll have that marked.
It's
not
marked,
for sale.
not for sale.
Not for
So-
sale, unless you're
so
paying
yeah,
$1 million.
It's going to be pretty cool. So yeah, and then the podcast Christy and I
Yeah.
are starting. So
Yeah.
we're going to put we're in the works of trying to finish up applying for the grant upstairs. We're going to
Yeah.
have 3 studio apartments
Yeah.
upstairs.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, where the Oddfellows Lodge was.
Oddfellow Lodge. Yep.
Where the ghosts currently live.
Yep. So
we still have to do an episode about that.
we
too.
do. Yes.
Before you renovate all that.
Yes. I got some new ghost hunter people that are coming out. They're supposed to be
Ooh.
out here in December, but things didn't work out, so they're going to come out here.
So you're gonna do a podcast with them?
I'm not sure what they're going to do. A lot of them people like to do their own things, and then they tell you later after.
Okay. Well,
So-
maybe you can do a podcast and they're giving you the results of their
Yeah,
research.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. So yeah, just a lot of stuff. We're just we bought a new house across town, so we're not living in here now.
Well, yeah, because it's been hard to put the boutique in there because you were living there.
That's correct. And I didn't really have a choice. It was like, get me out of here or else I'm moving to Des Moines. So, and I didn't want my wife to move to Des Moines.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Before we wrap this one up,
Yep.
there is something you haven't talked about yet. We're going to change our position a little because I want to show you. I got to show you this thing. When Lisa and I pulled up to eat today, we saw something just caught our eye. And Steve was telling us about it, and so Steve, I want to stroll over this way,
All right.
and we'll go take a look at this thing.
Let's go check it out.
Come on, let's
We'll go check
go
it
see
out.
what I'm talking about. Let's go. All right, so this is what I wanted to show. We pulled up, and there is this big. Whoops, there's some snow here still. There's this big long black car sitting here, and I thought, well, I don't remember seeing that parked there. Clearly, it's been here for a while because the snow is still piled around it. And then I find out that you've had this since before Halloween.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
how long it had been, apparently, since I was back over here. But so what's because it's all made up with little light strings around it and all kind. So what in the world is this?
So when we purchased this place, Arjo Smith bought this. It's a '63 Pontiac Catalina airport limousine. There's only so many of them made, and again, that's a '63 Pontiac Catalina airport limousine. It's not a Hearst. It runs and drives. I took it down to Brad Green. He was going to do a bunch of work on it. It just got to be too expensive,
Yeah.
so I had the brakes done on it. Drove it back from Des Moines. I decorated it in all Halloween stuff, and I took some people out and took some
So
people.
that 4 rows I see?
There's yes. So they strictly used it to go to and from airports.
That is so crazy.
This one came out of Creston, Iowa. Arjo bought it. They used it to go on fishing trips. It's got a tow hitch on the back. I had it decorated.
So,
we had it in the
so as far as
Christmas-
you know, it's never used in funerals or anything.
No
Yeah.
funerals. No funerals.
Just to be clear.
No funerals. I mean, the parties they had, maybe somebody passed out on there, but it's really nice. It's a cool ride. It's fun. I use it for promotional stuff. We was in the Christmas parade with it. Had it all the lights.
You said you used it at Halloween too.
Yeah, so what I did for Halloween, I had it all decorated. We did the trunk or treat thing over here.
Yeah.
Well, then people were like, hey, can you give us a ride?
Uh-huh.
So I took some people out to the cemetery, made them get out, walk around.
Yeah.
So now next year, what we plan on doing is $5 a person. You come here, get in. We'll take you out to 2 different cemeteries. I'll have a couple people out at the cemeteries to scare people. And what I came up with is I'm going to have a certain stone that you got to go find before you can come back to the car.
Oh.
And while you're doing that, you might get scared, who knows, and then I'll take you to 2 different cemeteries. And then, and I'll come back and get the next people. And then, it's kind of fun. It's fun to use. I wanted to use it during deer season, get everybody with our shotguns and our blaze on.
Plenty of room.
So yeah, I know it runs and drives. It's a great car. It's fun.
Well, but see, it caught my attention obviously because it's an attention getter, but also when you were telling me about some of the stuff, I thought, okay, well, we need to incorporate that here too when we're talking about, the ideas you have and the things you're doing, because this is like, I would have never, if I was in your situation, I would have never been like, you know what I need.
Right.
I need an airport limousine car.
The wife says, "What do you need that for?" I'm like, "I can use it for promotions and parades." We used it for weddings.
I assume if you don't already have it, you'll be getting some signage that says Dexfield Diner and Pub.
I want to keep it black. I thought about going white with it, but I want to keep it black, and we'll fix it up a little bit, make it a little bit prettier. But the inside's really nice inside.
Yeah.
Put a little sound system in there, you know. So
little mini disco balls.
yeah, disco balls. So.
It's a party bus limo.
There you go. So yeah, it's a fun promotional deal.
Ah, well, Steve, you're doing a great job
Appreciate
here.
it.
You know,
Thank
you just keep cranking out the hits.
Well, it's just not me though. You know, my staff is amazing as well.
Mm-hmm.
I got some really
Yeah.
good cooks, and you know, we have mishaps here and there, but my servers and my cooks.
But it's not an issue about that the problem happened. It's an issue of
If
what do
they
they
fixed
do
it.
about it,
Yep.
which then falls back on the customer to actually say something.
Yeah.
Because when you have a customer, and I'm sure you've had this happen, but when you have a customer who has a bad experience and they don't say anything to you to give you a chance to make it right, they instead go and get on Facebook or whatever and say all this nasty stuff.
Right.
It's like, well, what's the point of that? All you're doing is smearing this place without ever giving them a chance to prove to you how professional they really are by how they handle it.
And if you've come in, and that's the irritating, and you're gonna have that, Paul.
Yep.
You're gonna have that no matter what. But what's irritating about it is a comment a while back. Oh, I've been there a handful of times, but this one time, and the handful of times,
Oh, yeah.
it was amazing. It was
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
But this one time, and that's what people don't understand. That one time.
That was
affects-
the outlier though. That was the exception to the
Yes.
rule. They're admitting it in that statement.
But did that handful of times? Did you go on social
True.
media and post
Yep.
how
Did you say
amazing
the
it
good
was?
stuff?
No.
That's a good point. You know,
Yeah,
my pastor up at Ames, he used to give the analogy that you know, the reason you had to be careful at church about things you say, especially to a visitor, is because, you know, we all tend to be wired to take the negative thing more seriously than we do the positives. So like the example he would say is, you know, if you wore a brand new tie to church and 9 people came up to you and said, man, that's a sharp looking tie. You look fantastic. You look great. You'd be like, oh, great. And then you have one person says, man, what'd you do? Did you get that on bargain bin out at Salvation Army?
Yeah.
Where'd you get that tie? When you leave, doesn't matter how many positive comments you got about it. The only one you're dwelling on
Yep.
is that one negative
negative.
comment.
Everybody goes.
Even if that
negative.
person thought they were being funny and being joking,
Yep.
it was still that one negative comment that you got.
Yep. Yep.
So-
Oh, you know what we forgot? Real
What?
quick,
Yeah.
we need to close with this.
What's that?
We got runner-up restaurant in Dallas County. We got runner-up lunch and runner-up dinner.
Ooh.
So for first year.
Well, runner up. That's not bad. But what that tells me is the people who were voting, they haven't gotten here enough.
Well, I took a vote. I took a vote last night. I took a vote last night in here, and everybody said I was number one.
Well, there
So,
you go.
We're number one.
You know what? I agree.
We're number one. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you for
All right.
everything you
Hey.
do.
No, I love the fact that things are going well for you here, and all the exciting things on your horizon. I'm looking forward to seeing all of that experienced and kind of experiencing it with you from afar, you know, from the outside.
Now don't slip on the ice. I haven't made much money this winter.
Yeah. I won't sue your insurance.
Right,
Whoop.
right.
Yeah, that is slick, actually, right
Yes.
there.
All right, buddy. Well, thank
All right.
you.
Talk to you later.
All right.
And with that, I'll let you all go, and I'll see you next time from my front porch.